Alright, time to see if our deck is worth its salt. Looks like we're on the draw. This hand is great. It curves perfectly. I'm going to keep it. Be better on the play, of course, but not unhappy. That is a good draw. So we go turn 1, Bonded, turn 2, Dragon, turn 3, Thopter Engineer. Maybe you use the removal spell. If not, turn 4, Chief of the Foundry. Crone start. Oh, why did I play an island? I do not know. I apologize. That was a misclick. I hope that doesn't cost us the game here. But next turn we're gonna be on point with Thopter Engineer. Okay, well we couldn't have attacked anyway this next turn because of the water courser, so I feel a little less bad. Just gonna attack with the Thopter. Next turn we can play the Foundry, the Chief of the Foundry, and then attack with everyone, depending on what mana my opponent leaves up here. But yeah, it turns out the Dragon Fodder would be nice on this board, but it doesn't really matter too much. Maybe I'll Flame Javelin. No, I think I'll save the Flame Javelin for when I need it. My opponent also has a Foundry of the Councils. Topin Free Blade, that's not good. Let's see what we get. Another Thopter Engineer. I kind of want to go Mountain Chief of the Foundry, attack with Bonded Construct and Thopter token. Does my opponent have a counterspell? No. So let's attack my opponent for 5. Leaving back Thopter Engineer and Chief of the Foundry to block. And I'm actually okay with the Topin Free Blade getting a hit in. Because, okay, well, he's going to die. He's going to trade anyway. I'm happy with that trade. Okay, that was a little unfortunate, but we do trade. We do have another Thopter Engineer to bring down next turn. If we draw a land, we can go Thopter Engineer, Dragon Fodder. So that's not too bad. And he doesn't really deal with my other Thopter Engineer. So, okay, Ring Ward now. That's going to eat a Lightning Javelin. Fiery Impulse. So, yeah. Fortunately, I got to do this now before that gets out of hand. I will keep that. Yeah, I'll keep that on top. Keep on the pressure. And I guess there's no reason not to attack here. My opponent can block 1 and take 2. And I know that's very aggressive, but what can you do? So next turn I'll get to play the Warhorn and leave up the Fiery Impulse. My opponent will be forced to trade with the Chief of the Foundry if he attacks. Okay, well, he's attacking. I wonder if he's going to get in for 4 here. No. So maybe another creature? A Rogue's Passage, okay. This is another. Ooh, that's going to be a problem. I don't think I have any way to beat that card other than flooding the board. Fortunately, I have a few turns to do that. And the Warhorn will certainly help. But I'm not going to be able to kill this creature, which is unfortunate. I'm just going to have to try and overwhelm it. And I'm sure he will be giving his creature unblockable. Well, what I'm going to do is block here, and then when he pumps, do 2 to the Water Courser with the Fiery Impulse. Alright, well, still a 2 for 2, and we get the trick out of his hand, so not unhappy about it. Hopefully we can draw into Thopter Spy Network. Oh man, no, my opponent just has it all. Yeah, this isn't going well. Well, we did draw into the dragon fodder. So what will you tap? Probably the Thopter, right? Oh, okay. Then I will certainly be sending my Thopter in here. Man, I thought I had a sweet deck, and then I came up against this uncommon bomb. This card is so good. I wouldn't be surprised if it wins my opponent the game. I'm trying to think of my outs here. It basically is just swarming the board. Hopefully I can draw a Thopter Spy Network. That would be really, really, really good against my opponent here. Because I would just pump out 3 2s to attack every turn. Well, I think I don't block here. So I'm trying to race my opponent. Well, no, that'd be 4, 8, that'd be 10 damage. I actually kind of have to block. So block we shall. And hopefully we can draw a Thopter Spy Network. Yeah, this isn't good. Infectious Bloodlust. We do have 2 in the deck, so let's put on a Crowan Sergeant. Which means he'll have to tap it over the Chief of the Foundry, although what that accomplishes, I'm not sure. But that is the only creature I want to give haste to right now. Yeah, I'm sure he will tap it down. Ooh, tapping down the Thopter, that's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my other Infectious Bloodlust out. And what will I put it on? Oh, I put it into my hand, okay. So next turn I can block with the Chief of the Foundry. Yeah, I do have to block, although can he make his guys unblockable? Yeah. Whatever he doesn't make unblockable, I'm going to have to block. Yeah, there's no way of dealing with this Sentinel. No, I have stuff in my sideboard. I can bring in the Disperse, I can bring in the Send to Sleep. Like, I do have stuff. Maybe take out the Infectious Bloodlusts. But I do have stuff. Just, you know, stuff in my sideboard. Now, like I said, I could draw in a Thopter Spy Network, and I think that would win me the game, or help me win the game here. Because I don't really want to have to chump with my Chief this turn, but it looks like I'm going to have to. I can attack back for 6, but it's just not going to help. So if my opponent attacks like this, I go to 2, and then he can kill me next turn. Yeah, I do have to block here, unfortunately. Even still, I can't attack with anything next turn. Okay, Skyraker Giant makes this a little better. Can't play both. So let's just see what he taps. Yeah, tapping the flyer, that makes sense. So I'm not going to get in for 2 damage this turn, and then I'll just play Skyraker Giant as a blocker. Well, it's a pretty poor blocker. It does mean he can't attack with the Wyvern or the Watercourser, really. And then I can chump the Sentinel with the Goblin tokens. Okay, I can also block those. Oh no, we're gonna be 2/2s? Am I just dead here? Let's say Rogue's Passage. I might just be dead here. He has a similar sort of idea with the Lord and the Flyers. We're gonna have to hope to be a little bit faster next game, I think. Maybe playing the Goblin tokens did matter. It probably did. So we're gonna have to take 4 here. Lose both of our tokens. He'll probably tap the Skyraker Giant. Oh. But it still blocks, so let's just see what we draw here. Yeah, doesn't save us. Let's go to the next game. Yeah, that's that. The Sentinel is brutal. Yeah, let's put in a Disperse. Let's put in a Sin to Sleep. We could even put in an Act of Treason. Let's take out the Infectious Bloodlusts. Let's take out the Fire Conclusion. Seems okay. I'm not sure what to take out. Perhaps Bonded Construct. He doesn't seem very good here. We'll see how we do in this game. I will be on the play. This hand is not good. Just the Mountain and the Fiery Impulse. I'm going to have to mulligan that. This hand's much better. Turn 2, Throwing Knife. I mean, it's a little slow. Turn 2, Throwing Knife. Turn 3, Thopter Engineer. But turn 4, Skyraker Giant. Doesn't seem awful. Alright, there we go. That's the second red or the fourth land. Next turn we'll play the Thopter Engineer. So if he goes Taupe Freeblade this turn, we have a blocker. Enthralling Victor seems pretty good. We are going to go ahead and get in for 1 here. Next turn we can play the Skyraker Giant. I could attack him with his own Taupe Freeblade, but I have no sack outlet for the Victor. That doesn't seem very good on this board. I could alternatively equip the Throwing Knife to the Thopter, but I think I'd rather get my creature out. My big creature. Yeah, I will go 1 for 1 for the removal spell in your hand, if you have it. Does not. Sour Aven, huh? This is interesting. What I think I want to do here is definitely gonna play the Mountain. I think I want to put the Throwing Knife on the Thopter, kill the Freeblade. He'll block the Thopter, and then I will Fiery Impulse the Aven. And that's a little aggressive, sure. Alternatively, this trades with the Aven and I leave up the Fiery Impulse, so I think I will do that and save my... Yeah, yeah, it has to target something. Or I could just kill it. Yeah, I think I'm going to just kill it. And then if he wants to eat this, yeah, I think of this, because he could also just not block with the Aven, and then he'll get the renowned guy next turn. I think I would rather him just try and kill it. No, he does not. That is fine. He'll get the Aven anyway. But I could Enthralling Victor it, so it's not the end of the world. And the Skyraker Giant still blocks it. And I do know he has that combat trick, so I think I would rather not play into that this turn. Mountain, sure. And it does prevent all damage, so let's just not do it. I do not want to attack into that. And the next turn I can Enthralling Victor it. It may have been a greedy use of my other card. Now, if he does have this, he will trade for my Giant, which I do not want. Sky Giant. Okay, Warhorn. Let's play the Warhorn. So I basically have to attack, and if he has it, he has it. Or no, I can still wait. I could try it out with just Thopter. Or just the Thopter Engineer. See if he takes any bait. Otherwise, next turn I'll Enthralling Victor the Aven and attack with everything. I can also Impulse the Relic with a Cleric. He's really going to think about this. Which, to me, says he has it in his hand. I just wanted to get rid of it at this point. Okay, but getting in for 2 is also fine. Yeah, so the next turn, Enthralling Victor seems pretty good. Unfortunately, he's getting close to casting that Warden. Soulblade, Jin, gross. I can't take that with my Victor, can I? Power 2 or less, no. I suppose... No, I'm going to Victor this Aven, attack with everything. If he blocks with the Jin, I will be able to Impulse it. Although it does still, he definitely has that combat trick. Oh, he's saying sec. Okay, thinking about something, no problem. Think away. Think away. If he attacks with the Aven, he for sure has it. I think he has it anyway, though. Let's see. What do I want to draw? Thopter Spio Network is no good. Pyrrha and Keaton the Lar would be amazing here, because I would be able to play them and leave up the Fiery Impulse. Another Fiery Impulse doesn't sound awful. Just going to pause it until my opponent decides what he would like to do here. He's beginning his combat step. Will he attack? No. Mountain is not what I wanted. But we'll play the Enthralling Victor and take the Stalwart Aven anyway. And we will attack with the team. Is this other creatures or creatures? Okay, that is a problem. Maybe not the best, but do not have a lot going on, so... And my opponent has a relatively clear board. And I think this is the way I win this race. is by racing and trying to control him into making some bad blocks here. It does kind of stink that I cannot sacrifice a stalwart Avon here. He'll take 12 here. Okay, if those are the blocks he would like to make, that is a-okay. Let's see if he's got it. He does not. Awesome. Does get the Avon back, though. We still have a Skyraker Giant, so that's good. Opponent drops another land. If this is the Warden, I think we are done. Ah, claustrophobia. That is fine. Pia and Kieran Millar. Excellent. So I will be attacking with the Enthralling Victor. See if I can make my opponent chump it or trade it with the Avon. Now I do have 6 damage with the Thopters. Yeah, I assume my opponent would chump there. So that is fine. He could bounce the P and Kieran Allard in my hand. That'd be nice. No, bouncing a Thopter instead. How boring. So I do have lethal on board here, unless he plays something awful. Ring Warden Owl. How much damage do I do? It's just 2. But I do have 3 artifacts. Fiery Impulse. I do like that because it means I can kill this owl. So how do I want to do this? Okay, so I actually can't do it so that you know what? I'm just going to do this, do it like this, and save my Fiery Impulse. I'll just get rid of this owl here. Get while the getting is good. Yeah, I could sacrifice the other one to deal 2 damage to the Avon, but that doesn't really accomplish anything. And now if my opponent has the final damage spell in hand, I will be able to, which is what I think he still has, I'll be able to sack the Thopter in response, so really blanking that spell currently. Okay. And I suppose if worse comes to worse, we can sacrifice the Warhorn and get this Avon, although I would rather not do that. I'd rather draw Thopter Spy Network. Well, that's a start to Thopter Spy Network. Yeah, there's just not a lot I can do here. I could 2-for-1 myself with Pia. I could sack the Warhorn. That just doesn't do what I want it to do, though. Yeah, my opponent's not really applying any pressure, so let's just sit back and draw all of our lands and hope we get something good here. The Act of Treason is still on the deck. It's obviously not super great against these two Thopters my opponent's making, but they're only going to do 2 damage a turn. If he manages to play something crazy, I have the Fiery Impulse, and I can sack the Warhorn. So I'm not in horrible shape here. If he flashes in a Thunderclap Wyvern, that'd be awesome. Oh, he's got it. Oh, and it's a 2/3? I mean, I have to do this, right? It's unfortunate, but the Thunderclap Wyvern cannot live if I'm to win this game. So now if he has it, it's good. Okay, he doesn't, thankfully. Yeah, that was going to be awfully ugly. That's good. Not great, now that I no longer have the Warhorn, but I can at least hold it back until I can maybe zing my opponent with it. If my opponent wants to attack for 2, I will be taking 2 here. Yeah, I will take that. There we go. Well, I accidentally just paid 2 mana for that, but this is going to be 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then sack the Thopter for 8. Even if my opponent, well, unless my opponent has a Celestial Flare. Turn to Frog, huh? That's fine. It's only 5, but we have a lot of artifacts in our deck. So now if I'd been doming him, it would obviously have been better, but oh well. Now my opponent can't attack anymore. Mountain, come on, where's the good stuff? We have 9 of our 16 mana out, so that's something. Alright, Knight of the whatever. Alright, well, that is hopefully going to win us the game. Rogue's Passage, very good on the Renowned deck. I imagine he's making the Knight Renowned and going to hit me for 3, perhaps more. Just 3. Now's my last chance to kill it, but I do not want to do that. Let's put a stop on my upkeep. What? Oh, I put it on my opponent's upkeep? What is going on? That was dumb. Did not mean to put it on my opponent's upkeep. Subsequently, drew land for the turn. Moto is terrible sometimes. Like, can he just win here? I don't know. I don't think so. Targeting what? Okay, well, that just means I have to do this now. Yeah, I did want to scry my opponent's upkeep. I mean, on my upkeep. Now my opponent can attack me for 8, or just the 4. Let's go ahead and scry 1. Bottom. I really hope that that last scry did not totally bone me. This is going to be it. Oh wait, I still have it on my upkeep, so... Scry. Send to sleep. Tap 2 creatures. Attack for 2. Yeah, because it gives me an extra turn. It doesn't win me the game, but it does give me an extra turn, so that is fine. I'm going to be tapping the 2/4 and the 4/3. Hopefully this works. Okay, phew. Alright, well, now I'm on the last scry. Bottom, come on, blind scry. Oh, yes. Wait, why am I in my begin combat phase? I don't have anything to tuck on my main phase? That is dumb. Moto, why you do this? Jump straight to my combat phase. That is going to do it. Hooray for Pia and Kira Nalar. And Scryfish. Alrighty, that could have been much, much worse. So I almost think the Sphinx's tutelage is fine against my opponent. Maybe the Warhorn, not so much. Sure, it's aggressive, but my opponent's playing better creatures than I am. I like this hand. It curves nicely. I don't think it's the best hand ever. We can take that off my upkeep now. Dragon Fodder makes this much better, because I can turn 2 Majoring Bully, turn 3 Dragon Fodder, Fiery Impulse. Fiery Impulse blocker, Dragon Fodder for prowess. It's not bad. Have 3 dudes on the board. Like if he plays, well, if he just plays Taupe and Freeblade this turn, though, I think I just go ahead and kill it. Now that is a little different. I don't think I need to kill that. Yeah, I don't think I need to get rid of that. So next turn we'll go Dragon Fodder, Fiery Impulse if necessary. I would not trade the Majoring Bully at this juncture. Okay, so we can go ahead and play... No, we do need the other red source here. Trigger Prowess. So could get in for 4 here, but I think I want to save the Impulse. So I'd rather get one of his renowned dudes. So no Ring Ward now, but it does have access to the Flash Flyer. currently. Although my Fiery Impulse will make short work of anything like that. Charging Griffin. That is a fiery, impulsible target. But I will do it on my turn. Let's see, I could do it on my turn and play Chief of the Foundry. Yeah, that seems a little better. Do it on my turn, play Chief of the Foundry, and Foundry the Councils. Chief of the Foundry of the Councils. So just going to swing 3 here. I don't think there's a need to get in with my goblins. My opponent takes 3. And I actually do have the mana for this in 2 turns, so that's good. Still haven't drawn Thopter Spy Network, really would like to. Whirler Rogue. Ouch. Now Now the Majoring... Well, the Majoring Bully still eats everything, so that's good. Island. Sure. But we are just going to attack with the Majoring Bully. It's going to kill something of my opponent's, or my opponent's taking 2, so I'm not unhappy with either of those situations. Not unhappy. Trading with the Whirler Rogue herself is good. It means my opponent cannot disperse her. So, I might have done that. Let's play our Giant. And ship the turn. Okay, that Wyvern is good. I can still block, but I do not. Sphinx's Tutelage. Since my opponent did not attack, I think it's better to go ahead and just jam this. Let's just jam that. Because I don't think my opponent's attacks get better. And I'm settling in for the long game because my opponent's clock here is in the yellow. So now I put the pressure on him to... The pressure is on him to win. I don't really need to get too aggressive even though I'm playing the aggro deck here. Although I will try and finish in a timely, faster fashion. I just, I have multiple avenues. I want to ensure my avenues to victory. Now, these are interesting attacks, and they make me think my opponent has that pump spell in hand. But since my blocks get much better next turn, I think I'm okay to take 6 here. So now I have the throwing knife. But I think I want to get the Foundry. I think I want the tokens. Yeah, let's keep my options open. I can either draw and discard. I can pop the... Right, or do I just draw? Yeah, it's loot. I can either loot or I can pop the Foundry. Probably going to pop the Foundry, make some blocks, see if my opponent has anything. Next turn I can suit up a Thopter. Or a Goblin. Yeah, I think this turn... Let's just try and get rid of his Air Force. If he's got it, he's got it. Ooh, sweet tech. Sweet tech, bro. Your Thopters still die, though. Ooh, yeah, got him. Level water courser. Let's keep that on top. Play the throwing knife and ship the turn. Yeah, this is giving my deck the reach, if you will, the Sphinx's tutelage, to perhaps beat my opponent here. There's the Djinn. So that's actually pretty bad for me. Fire Conclusion actually makes it all better. See if my opponent wants to trade with this goblin. That makes me just want to go ahead and sacrifice it. No, wait, no, that's not how I want to target at all. Nah, let's just get rid of both of our tokens and get rid of my opponent's stuff. Yes. This is going well. Ring Warden Owl, sure. Let's go 1, 2, 3. Chief of the Foundry. We can actually go ahead and get rid of this Ring Warden now. My opponent can trade with the Water Courser. But really, right at this point, I'm just trying to get rid of all my opponent's stuff so that the tutelage can do its work. So I'm okay with all this happening. My opponent has 1 card in hand, 12 cards in the library. We draw another Skyraker Giant. Let us attack for 2 here. Yeah, I think this game's pretty much under wraps. Man, the Sphinx's tutelage really applies the pressure in draft because you only have 40 cards. Yeah, Claustrophobia is good. Too bad you can't Claustrophobia my Sphinx's tutelage. Just discard a land. Alright, my opponent has had enough. I'll see you guys in match 2.